Guys, Chris Pugga here, and we are back with the Esports Report update, updating you on all of the recent Call of Duty team changes. Now joining the show is Censor from Strictly Business. And Censor, how you doing, Doug? It's good to see you again, man.
I'm doing good. How you doing, Puckett?
I'm tired. It's been a long day, but it's had a whole lot of exciting information, so it's keeping me going here. We got to kick it off with the announcement that you guys were dropping Fears. Now, in Columbus, you guys finished top 8. As a result, you dropped Too Quick and Saints. In Philly, you dropped Fears after a top 4 finish. What's going through this team's mindset with all these moves?
Well, we dropped Too Quick after Columbus, and we picked up Saints. We just felt like it was the right move to do. We felt like we had a good opportunity to get a great player, and we picked up Saints. We went into Philly with Saints. Saints played phenomenal. The team played really, really great. The only 2 teams we lost to throughout the entire tournament was Complexity and TK, which was a 3-1 and a 3-2. When we were playing Complexity, we got dominated on the last 3 maps, and then when we played TK, it was a very close back-and-forth series. But we just felt like it was the right move to do to drop the mod. He was a great player. He listened to his teammates. He got on all the time to practice, but the team just felt like, we wanted to take a next step and take it to a next level, and we felt Dedo would put us in that position and that opportunity to do so for COD Champs coming up.
So there's the announcement of the 4th. We saw it on Twitter a little bit earlier, a lot of buzz around that, but Dedo was the player you went after. And last 2 nights ago, when we were talking about the initial team changes, Fwiz and I, we were talking about kind of some of the big players out there. Dedo's name came up. We've seen him on a number of different teams throughout 2013. What made him the free agent you guys wanted to go after?
Ever since I saw him play that Octane Blitz on MLG Pro Scrims with Complexity, he dropped that 40 kills on Octane. I knew he was a great player back in the day in Black Ops 1 and MW3. I teamed with him. Black Ops 2, he was a phenomenal player, and I knew in this game he's going to be a beast too. I just had this feeling in my head. I just saw the way he would play the game, and I felt that's exactly what we needed on our team. We needed that AR that would hop on flags, play Blitz perfectly, good S&D player all around. I just felt it was the best pickup for the team.
So talk to me a little bit about this roster right now. Who is playing what role on the team?
Saints kind of does the objective / slaying. He gets a lot of kills with the sub, and he also switches to an AR if we need it on the map. Dedo is our main AR, the main slayer on the team, and then Apathy and I are always trying to do the objective, always trying to go for the base flag and domination, trying to plant bombs and search, and sneak past enemies and blitz.
All right, well, definitely makes sense with this lineup. I mean, if you're going to give one person the slaying role, I think it's either got to be Saints or it's got to be Dedo. And as you mentioned, Dedo's 40 bomb back in that match with
Phenomenal.
Complexity was ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to have a very strong supporting cast around him with the rest of this team. And kind of talk to me a little bit about Philadelphia. Not all of your matches were on the main stage, despite your strong top 4 placement. For the matches that we didn't see, kind of walk me through from Friday to Sunday. What was it like for Strictly Business?
All right, so the first match we played on main stage was against Juked. We beat him 3-0, and then we played Saturday night against Envious, and that match was supposed to be on the main stage. Unfortunately, time restraints constricted it to a featured station, so we played Envy on a featured station, and I believe it was 5-5 last map S&D Octane, and it just went back and forth the entire game. They won the first map, we won the second, they won the third, we won the fourth, and then on Octane, we had a 5-4 lead, we lost, and then went to 5-5. And then Apathy got the clutchest kill I've ever seen in my life. He killed the guy planting the bomb, and then he turned on Goonjar to get a 2-piece right away off the break. And then from there, we just closed it out. It was probably one of the best matches in the entire weekend, in my opinion. Probably behind FaZe and Complexity. And then
it had the venue erupting, that's for sure. I don't think anyone saw that coming from Apathy.
No, it was incredible. I didn't even see it coming. He didn't even say anything. He just went out and he made a play, and no one even saw it coming. We just looked at the kill feed, and it just explained it all. And it was a great feeling, and it was an awesome match. And then after that, we played Complexity on the main stage. We lost. We played Juked on a featured station. They were coming out hot. I think they beat Elevate and Fuse 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
And they forced us to a Game 5 search. After we 3-0 them, we went to Game 5, and then we closed it out 6-4 in the search. That was another pretty good match. They definitely showed up that weekend.
It was pretty incredible just watching you guys, and I got a chance to hang out with Freaky a little bit. He and I were watching you and getting so pumped up with all the clutch plays. Do you have an MVP from that tournament? Who would you say had the best out of the 4 of you?
Man, I think all of us played really well, but definitely Apathy. Apathy had the clutchest plays. He was consistent the entire weekend, and he did what he needed to do at the end of the day. I love teaming with Apathy. He's one of the best underrated players I've ever seen.
The SMG OBJ, man. Gotta
Yeah.
love it when that's the MVP. Well, let's get back to the Dedo conversation. Lots of free agents were out there. Dedo, of course, was a Slayer. Is that the role you were looking to fill on this lineup?
That's exactly what we needed in place of Fears. We needed that AR, the consistency, the killing, the objective, the vocalness. I felt like one of the biggest things that was holding us back was that Fears is the type of player when he's playing and he's in his zone, he doesn't like to talk, he doesn't like to call out, and that's nothing against him, but we're a team that relies on screaming, on calling out, on getting hype. Just like Complexity, how they always scream and they get hype. Bezo gets us hyped up. I scream like crazy. Saint screams. Dedo is a great vocal player, and I think that's exactly what we needed on this team.
Very nice. And who are some of the other free agents you were looking out for, or was Dedo just simply above and beyond everyone else?
We talked about it.
List?
Yeah, we talked about it on Sunday night, and I pretty much told them that I want Dedo, and they all agreed. And I just went out and I did whatever I could to get Dedo on our team. So
you
that was
made
the only
that
player we
decision
wanted.
the night of Philly.
As a team, yes, we made that decision. We all agreed on Dedo.
Very cool stuff. Well,
Yeah.
you guys know what you wanted. You went and you got him. What's next for the Strictly Business squad? How do you think you stack up against all the other teams following the team changes?
I'm an honest person. I don't like to, sugarcoat anything, and I also don't want to come off as arrogant, but I think we have one of the best teams in the game. I think we could dethrone Complexity at COD Champs, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Have you been to a COD Champs before?
No, I have not. Unfortunately, no.
And so this would be your first event with this lineup. Super excited to see what you guys can do. Leading up to the event, where are you guys scrimming? Where can people watch you practice?
We're actually going to be playing in a 4v4 S&D tournament tonight on my personal Twitch channel. We're going to be playing every single day, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Eastern, whatever time Apathy could get home from college. And every single day on my personal Twitch channel and on Dedo's personal Twitch channel.
All right, well, best of luck to you and the squad. Really looking forward to what you guys have in store for the U.S. Call of Duty scene. Censor, thank you for coming on the Esports Report. Actually, before we close it, can I ask you about your thoughts on Optic, TK, and Envy now? TK going after Formal, after losing Clayster. Optic, basically, everyone but Nadeshot and Ricky going different places. Now Clayster and Parasite there. And then Envy picking up Scumpy and Rambo moving to that coach position.
I think Envy made a good move with picking up Scump. However, I don't think they have an objective player, and I think that's going to hold them back. I spoke to Proofy about that. I said, you need an objective player. I think you have phenomenal talent on the team. You can't question Merc, Goonjar, Proof, and Scump is a great team on paper. However, I think they need like a TP on that team. I think they need someone to do the dirty work and get on flags and get clutch kills when they need it.
Is there anyone on that team that could transition into that position?
I think Merc would be the best player to do that. So I think that's what they're going to be working on in the next couple of weeks is making Merc their OBJ.
Okay.
Who knows how it's going to work out? I think they have a great team on paper. Moving to Optic, I don't think the team's going to work. I just think they have 3 players who do the same exact role. And then I think
Who are
Parasite,
those 3 players? I'll have you go ahead and say it.
Yeah, Parasite, Clayster, and Ricky. And I actually tweeted something about that the other day. I said, Parasite, Clayster, and Ricky is kind of like having me, Rambo, and Moho on one team in the sense that we all do the same exact thing. They're all great players in their own respects, and they all had success on past teams. However, I just don't see that team clicking. That's just my honest opinion.
I see it working in Search and Destroy, but I'm kind of on your
me
side
too.
for the respawn game modes.
I agree with you. Yeah.
And then TK and FaZe, of course. FaZe announcing that they'll be dropping methods due to the COD Championships age requirements and picking up Embos. How do you think this FaZe lineup is going to do?
FaZe is going to be a solid team. They definitely surprised me at Philadelphia. I thought they had Cole beat dead to rights. They had that match. They really gave Cole a great match, and they also, I saw JCap saying they lost to TK 3-2. So if they lost to the 1 and 2 teams and they got 8th place, I think they have a great shot at doing really well at COD Champs with Mbus.
And finally, Team Caliber. They, of course, lost Clayster, just filled that seat today with Formal, the Halo player. Do you think he's going to have similar success like we've seen from Crim 6?
I think if any player from Halo that transitions over to Xbox and Call of Duty Ghosts, the only player that could do that would be Formal. Formal's a monster. I saw him play on LAN. I'd love to have Formal on my team, but we needed an AR player, and Formal's more of a sub. And that's the only question I have with TK is how is Formal going to transition to an AR? Because TK needs a Slayer, and Formal's a great player, and I think he has a great shot, but I don't know how he's going to transition over from a sub to an AR.
You think he needs that Remington to be a successful Slayer?
If he can do that, then TK is not going to lose a beat. They're going to be the same consistent top 4 team they are right now.
All right, well, we'll see how all these things turn out. Do you know who you're practicing against tonight, Censor?
No, I have no idea. We're playing in an online tournament. The seating's going to be random. Who knows?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Appreciate you coming on the show, and best of luck to everyone over at Strictly Business. Can I get your prediction? Who is going to advance from the U.S. for COD Champs? You got a list?
8 teams?
8 teams.
Okay, so I would say Complexity, Team Caliber, Envy, Optic, FaZe, us. Off the top of my head, that's all I could think of. If Denial could play with John, then Denial. I don't know who they're going to pick up if they can't.
Is John 18?
He's 17 right now.
Oh, as of today, you needed to be 18.
Right.
That is rough.
So we'll see who Denial picks up. But if John was able to play for whatever reason, then I would say Denial would qualify as well. I don't know the other 2 teams that would qualify. It could be a toss-up. Any team could make it.
Any dark horses?
Who knows? Probably. There's probably at least going to be 1 or 2 with the way that the qualifier is set up with best of 3s. It could happen for sure.
All right. Well, lots still to come. Censor, thanks for coming on the show. Guys, that is going to wrap it for tonight. The Esports Report is done, but if you missed anything from the AMA that we did earlier, answering some of your questions around Call of Duty Championships, if you missed the interview with the TK guys announcing formal, or JCap announcing the pickup of Embos, make sure that you stay tuned. We'll have the rebroadcast going up all night, and you can check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/official MLG COD. And my producer just told me after this, we'll be featuring the best of UMG. So if you missed any of those great games, check out some of the best from our tournament in Philadelphia this past weekend.